Scrappy Time. You're stuck with me, and we're going to talk about my opponent and the differences between he and I. And to be honest with you, one of us is a lot closer to the center than the other. Stick around. I watch the sun fall from a rock outcrop. The moon slowly rose and the valley filled with fog. And then I heard a commotion on the trail down below. Carbide lights were coming up the mountain, and they were lit by Mother Jones singing, "Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on?" I never wanted to leave the top of a mountain, 'cause Lord knows I love to get high. I never wanted to leave the top of a mountain unless I was headed to the by-and-by, to that mountain in the sky, the sweet by-and-by. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Scrappy Time. Early voting's going on right now, and if you haven't voted yet, I hope you'll make a plan, because we've had a tremendous turnout here in Blount County, and I'm hoping that it's for us, and I hope you do too. But tonight, I'm your guest, and I'm also your host, and we're going to talk about choices, and we're going to talk about differences, because you have choices in this election, especially for State House District 8. My opponent and I are quite different, but almost on every issue, I'm probably closer to the center than he is. So let's talk about some of those differences and jump right to it. So let's talk about this money situation. When we talk about grassroots, what exactly does that mean? Well, I can tell you what it means, because all you got to do is pay attention to my campaign. We've had more than 500 individual private citizens give us money in this election. My opponent can't say that at all. In fact, his average donation is over $750 when it comes from individual private citizens. Now, I admit, it'd be nice for me as a candidate if I knew a few more wealthy people, but I don't. And hence why our grassroots campaign is running on $5, $10 donations a month. And that's one big difference in Jerome and I, is you will know who I stand for and who has my ear. It's not the big money people, and it's not the corporate or dark money, it's you. It's my neighbors and your neighbors and all of us here in Blount County and other parts of Tennessee that really care about our Tennesseans and our fellow neighbors. So, if we continue on money and with the grassroots theme in mind, let's talk a little bit about how much money has been spent here right at home here in Blount County. One thing that Jerome Moon and I are similar in is that we are both members of the local Chamber of Commerce and Blount Partnership. What does that mean? That means that we want to encourage you to go out and support Blount County small businesses, because at the end of the day, small businesses are what run our economy, not just here in Tennessee, but throughout our country. So it's pretty simple. Representative Moon and I both spent significant amount of money in this campaign. And I can tell you right now, as a candidate and someone that's never run for office before until 2018, there's way too much money in politics. But where it comes from matters, and where you spend it matters. So let's look at these numbers. When it comes down to it, my campaign has spent over $41,000 since the beginning of 2020. We've worked really hard to raise that money, and we think it's important to spend it here at home. 94% of the money that we have spent out of that 41 plus thousand has been spent right here in Blount County, hiring Blount Countyans to do the work Whether it's our print materials, our hats, our shirts, our signs, you have it. It was printed here in Blount County by a small business. If you want to compare where Representative Moon's money has been spent, there's only been approximately 2% of his 35+ thousand spent here at home. His accounting, his signs, and his campaign workers have all been paid outside of the county. So at the end of the day, it does kind of make you wonder, who's going to support our small business owners? Well, now that we've talked about the expenditures and who spent the money at home and who hasn't, let's talk about where that money came from to begin with. In fact, if you'll go look up the address down here at the bottom of the screen, you can not only go check out Jerome Moon's reports, but you can check out mine as well. And I guarantee you, everything I'm saying today will be backed up. So let's visit one of those reports. This happens to be the 2020 annual year-end supplemental, which has to be submitted in January, right before the session started this past year. Let's just see what some of Jerome's contributions were. I'll tell you right now, it's full of packs, like the Atlas Energy Pack, the Tennesseans for putting students first, which is a pro-voucher and pro-charter school group. Surprised that they're going to support him. There's the Tennessee Certified Public Accountants Pack, the Tennessee Gas Association Pack, and you can go on and on and on. Another thing I'd like to point out about this report and many of other of Jerome's reports is that Charter Communications and Comcast Corporation both frequently give him donations. That's great. He's sponsored by the corporations. I'm endorsed and helped to be funded by the workers. And I want to thank the Communication Workers of America for their support. So another difference I want to highlight is accessibility. If you've ever tried to get a hold of Jerome Moon and you aren't one of his wealthy friends or someone at the Chamber of Commerce, you know what I'm talking about when I say you don't get a call back or a response. One thing you won't have trouble with when it comes to me is my accessibility. You will be able to reach me anytime you need to at 865-340-9183. In fact, if you're undecided or you've got friends, family, neighbors, colleagues at work that aren't sure how they're going to vote, or if y'all occasionally have a political conversation, give them that number. Tell them to give me a ring. Hell, I'll invite them over here to the house and we'll sit around the fire pit like I have with numerous other folks who wanted to learn more about my platform and why they should vote for me. Because at the end of the day, accessibility is accountability. And that leads me into my next point. Representative Moon has not been accountable. And it starts, full stop, with his vote on the voucher bill. So back in spring 2019, Representative Moon told everybody here in Blount County that he would be a no vote on vouchers. Then he went to Nashville, had a conversation with the governor, and next thing you know, he voted yes. When he started getting phone calls from all of us here in Blount County, he wouldn't return any of them, including the ones from our teachers who were not happy with him at all. So what'd we do? We rented 3 vans on a Friday, called up Jerome's office, said, "We'll see you Monday," and we went up there and sat outside his office.
Just ask a couple questions. If you would please, just turn that off. How about just stepping outside? Lucas, I'll get the sergeant in arms, please.
You're having me removed physically?
Thank you.
Hey, I'm a
Thank you.
constituent. You just shut the door on a teacher from Blount County. He did say he was going to vote no. Told us all and all the school boards. He voted yes.
Why would you want to keep someone in a school where 95% of the kids can't read in high school?
I want to fix the school.
I do too.
Not if you're taking money away from it.
Right.
Yes, you are, sir. I'm assuming that we're at least middle class.
Assuming. Yeah.
We had to assume a lot, Jerome, because you weren't available or
Right,
accessible
we never
to
showed
us.
up.
So why did you tell the superintendents and all those folks that you were going to vote no? And
That's
you did?
before the governor.
So
said
that's how
that
easy it
showed
is?
me.
The
No.
governor gives you a handful of numbers? I don't think you understand what a voucher is.
Stop.
I wish you would listen to your teachers and your superintendents. We'll remember this in 2020.
Right there in my mirror, that red, white, and blue and stick if it hadn't been for the number 43, I could have been.
Well, guess what, folks? It's 2020, and I need your help to get us across the finish line. And there's lots of things you can do, but most importantly is get out and vote. If you don't make it to early voting, please make sure you are in line on November 3rd before the polls close so you can cast your vote. And if you have any friends or family that are undecided or need to talk to me, make sure you give them my phone number, 865-340-9183. I'll be happy to address any concern they have, because at the end of the day, we're going to change Tennessee by doing it right here in Blount County.
And prayed the Lord my soul to keep, that I'd see Petey when I die. And Lord, I hope you love dogs too. I think Jesus loves dogs too. As the years passed on, many dogs. Well, hello, baby. It's good to see you again.
So guess what, everybody? It's 2020, and I need your help to get us across the finish line. There's lots of things you can still do.
And you've been coming around.
Haven't already. Let's get out and vote. If you don't make it to early voting, make sure you are in line on November 3rd before the closed poll.
So we can play. We'll start spinning, and we'll be grinning.